They can see us, and they can probably hear us now. All right, deep breath, everybody. boys, come in, come in. Alright, let's go. This is it, Babs. This is us. Come on, let's go.
Boys, you guys go. Amy, come. She's like a few years.
Come here a bit.
Amy.
Boys, come around. Silipa.
It's okay, guys. He's having a good rest. And he's going in a better place. I know we're all going to miss him. But we're grateful that we had time with him. We had so many years with him. So that's what we will always remember that. And that's a great memory that we'll keep.
My pops.
Papa. Pagialam mo lang ha. Pagialam mo lang.
Papa, ya. Mangyaw malang haway lo. Ay pero kita si tadi kilasa ko ojo. Ya dilang na. Bungalong nga.
Double to speech. But love is your bitch.
sia. Ole si e ole e kua inga. Song skeng la sila ali e na piko lunga. Ya. Only e no mai se now. Mom, you please. You.
O te tū I whao, ai o te fia laa I malata. Pei o le tala I le vaifanga loa. Ai pangala valea, e lili atino, a wā ua oa tūla o maunga o li seu. Ai waui mā ngalo se leo le nei ainga, ona ua malamangia le utulanga. I ave malolosi o le malama o le alii o le toetu. O te whaapea tuai. Tu lou na lava. Ai mua ona o wha tu lou I le paia o le langi. Ma le langi tu lou. Tu lou ngā le motu o le moli. Ngau au tā. O langi e whaasino I le ainga taulangi. A wā ua tuu mālo le whetalainga I le Tuiatua Silipa Mase o le sao ali. Wala ngia ai fonga le fatu o tua o maunga. Wala ngia foi fale ali o le maota e a fio ai afamsanga o le matua usu ali. Wala ngia foi au talanga o le maota e a fio ai tu inga mala o le maopu o le tuia ana. Wala ngia foi maota e a fio ai to le afoa. O lo suia foi leo le fono I atu tuila le ali o ainga. Le fale fitu ma le mamalu I le fale fasito. E ua mali liutoa. Ua mau wai a upenga o le taua. Ua ngau le mea tavili. Ua nuti fo I le kate. Ua fasia ulu la au o peka. E au tau le pongsa. Ua tangi tu I fo I tavita ina ua maliu saulo I le taua. E mau ngai o ki le poa. Aua ne ito iai se ua e toto mai I ate oe. Mātou te o ifo fo I le tuunga mau. Ma le wha anoa noa. Ona o le sa pe le ia I mātou wa e amia. Ai avia ia lo leo e whai masui o le whanau. Mātou te whaata alofa ma whaafeilua I atuai. I la wafionga pātele. Le pa ia o le ekalesia. A inga paolo mangafa. Wo mai masani. Whaapea uso ma whanau pele. Wale mawhai on tātou whaatasi I le toe sauninga o lo tātou tama. O la Yesu, amu ia e whaanonoa, a wai wha ma whanwhanaina I lātou.
Ia wa uno fula loi fo nei fale fa a watu fo ile moli atu fa tai fo ia uso mo tuangane fo i a wale sauninga o lo waso tu e asoi ia i mātou ve moli atu e lau fa tai papa ia manuia lau malanga fa malia atu fo ile a wai atu lo waso mun muli ono ole COVID ai le fai atu ai papa ia manuia lau malanga amu ia oe la e whelua i atu i le tina le mātou tina lo whaatani mai ati oe a wā se lua whelua inga ia o oe se tamā ni lei oe se tamā lotu tele wa hi ua mātou a onga mea uma o no longa luenga lea papa whaafitai lau tau singa ia i mātou uma wa uma o uso uma a mata mai alu sia e o atu ia wai vea papea mo te lea ia vea e watu e lau whaafitai ai e manuia lau malanga ia lofa lea li wha man whaabanoa au wala atu o walo atu wheloa inga fo ima masio mātou tina ia ai malie fo i wale au wai atu i mātou ai moli atu e lau whaafitai ati o tō uso uma i New Zealand o hala ta penanga o le aso mulmuli o le tātou ta mā. Ia, whaafitai, po le hafo i se mea o mātou mwhai atu, ia, malia i fo i o tō. Ai papa, ia, whaafitai mo mea umasa e whai amo i mātou au e soifua mai. Whaafitai mo mea uma, le fo i moli atu e whaafitai a te au mse au whanau uma. Lo watu pēa le alofa i a te oe lo taimi mulmuli. Wa pa manuia atu foi le atua i uso ma utuangani i New Zealand ma le ainga uma wale sauninga lo waso mulmuli ia fa le manuia lava lo waso papa alo fa atu foi ate oi fa manuia le atua Silia, Ana, Peka, Wai Kilea ia malo lava fa malosi mea umoto fai o mea foi le ta oia.
If we live for the Lord. If we die for the Lord. So whether we live or die, we belong to the Lord. Talofa and welcome everyone. I just want to say a few words, even though I know no words can describe who Papa was. Papa was a humble and unique person. He lived a hard and simple life due to his physical condition. He was a loving father and a caring father figure to many of his nephews and nieces. Papa didn't have a higher education, maybe, who knows, no education at all. But he was the smartest person I ever knew. With his own little knowledge and a pair of scissors, he wanted to create and search for a better life for us, not only back in Samoa, but here in New Zealand. Papa, you were my inspiration. Never miss going to church on Sundays. You always read your Bible every day, and you love watching Jimmy Swaggart on TV, even though you didn't understand any words in English. Papa, for your unconditional love, your words and actions speaks volume more than words can say. I wasn't perfect when it comes to looking after you, Papa. There were things that I wish I could have done better for you. I got annoyed at you because of your continually asking questions, forgetting that you have dementia. Forgive me, Papa, for all of my imperfections and whakingaulu to you. Now that you and Mama are gone, you have left an emptiness in my broken heart. I will never be the same without you. Thank you, Papa, for the life that you gave me. And I'm forever grateful for being there, holding you while you took your last breath. May you rest in peace and comfort in the arms of God. Soifua. I chose that song because I told Mama and Papa that if I died, I would like to play that song on my funeral, and Papa said, "Na me koe ka inga pesenga o pelo maka."
O te whaatalofa atu, i a inga, le e ka le sia, o whanau, o wō, mai lātou umalava, o loo mai mua mai, i le toi sauninga, o se o tātou ta māpele ina. This is the day that the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. O le aso le nei, na whaia e le atua. Tātou te oli ma fia iai. A tonu po olo o whai atu o le aso fia. Ai whapea mai nisi. A whai atu le toia ina ua uma ai whai mai o le aso fia. O le aso tātou te fia, i le wala aupa ia le tua i a papa. Ma o le aso fo'i tātou te whaatou wha atua ia te ia. I would like to take this opportunity to share a few memories of my dad. My dad was gifted with so many beautiful gifts from God. First gift that God gave my dad was his beautiful face, his beautiful smile, his beautiful wife, and a beautiful family. But the most beautiful and valuable and precious gift that God ever gave to my dad was the gift of love. O lau tamaha, e sili o nā alofa i te au. E mawhana le mawhaftanga ma lau tamaha. I le lua awhe se fuluwalu. Na utu ua i New Zealand ma lau whanau. Mātou malanga i Australia. I le lua awhe se fulu ma le lua. I le tausanga e lua awhe se fuluwalu. Lua awhe se fuluwalu. I le kirisimasi. Na vili atu ai se tasi o uso i New Zealand ma whapea mai. Ana, sau, o te iloa lava e mana ole toia ina i te oe. O te sau, whaalua, pe whaatolu i le maasina, o te asi mai, na o le lua lava aso o toi fo. O le mātala ngoana, o le mātala noanga malta maa. Sau, e ke sau awhia, o loke whakali aku, ia ale o lea, ua te i lava ua whesili teini, pe o te sau awhia. Whaila o whiliwhilinga, o te toe fo'i mai, e whesosoani ia uso, sa whaamuli atu malta maa. Papa, le a le to e whaalongo ina lo. Lau leo i le whale. Ai whawhetai i lau tā leni. Se tasi le nao mea alofa le atua i te oe. O lau tā leni, o le o ti ulu. O lau ta maha. E le i ulu whale i se a onga e whai ai le o ti ulu. Ai peitai. O na o le mea alofa le atua i te ia. Lea. Na lau i loa ai o ia isa hamoa i lea vai taimi. E maasani lava o na whaapea mai le mata maa ia mātou. O au, o te alu e whaafunga le au. O le au mamalu o le malo i vai lima. Lau i loa la mātou ta maa i le tele o lona alofa. E to a tele foi
lana whanau. E le na o le toa ono lana whanau, e toa tele. O lo ofeta ngisi mai i atu nu umamau. Papa, I have so many things to say, but hasn't not have enough time. O lau, moli mau muli mo oe te mau. E whaapea. Dad, if tears could build a stairway and memories a lane, I'd walk right up to heaven and bring you back again. It broke my heart to lose you, but you did not go alone. For part of me went with you the day God called you home. God looked around his garden and he found an empty place. Then he looked down upon the earth and he saw your precious face. He put his arm around you and he lifted you to rest. God's garden must be beautiful. He always takes the best. I know that you were suffering. I know that you were in pain. I knew you'd never get well on this earth again. So he closed your weary eyes and he whispered, "Peace be thine." Then he took you up to heaven, so gentle and so kind. May you rest in love, Papa. I love you. Thank you.
E whaamalolo e ia e ua loto momomo. E fufusi e ia o lātou manua. Ia o la ungo o Silia Mase Winter's Time. O au o le toa lima o le whanau e toa fitu. E ono teine a e tasil tama. Peitai. E toa tele tamaitina vai tamaina e lo mātou tama. O maliu le tama o antelea. E le vao ma ua ma le wi. Na mai tamaina lea o keki o le tama le mātou usu. E whai mo mātou tuangane. Peitai. Ua maliu fo le tama lea. O pati o lesi mātou tuangane lea. Ia olo alala i Sydney, Australia. O Malia o lesi teine lea. Olo onofo i Melbourne, Australia. Ia male wii o le tama fo el mātou uso. Na whai mo mātou tuangane la ititi. Ia o le ali ile o Lans. O te tali taunu sa i tau whaisa o tala ile mātou mawhitanga ma lo tama. Whai mai nisi e whai ngataha le tau singa malanga luenga o le tau si matua. Ai o te moni mau ia te o tau le tai au ne. E sili o na whaingata o na e wha mahawai i lo matua. Wha mahalulua te fōi o la umoli mau a toa e wha samo o te peia o le toi ina lele i loa nanu. O au sa o whaingaluenga i lo utama. Te lo taimi sila fia e la ufana o malamato ainga o au o te le whaingaluenga. Pawale o la unga luenga e whaia so uma o la use wa ailo tama. Ma auto e fo ili matau whale le afiafi. ai oa. Na ngata fo ila wa onga ili form 6 i Samoa. Ai oa au o tangata fa manuia ina ona olo tama. Telia utu spasi na maua. Oa au o le qualified interpreter mo lo utama. So se mea ya lo ilo utama, fe mai lo utama. Ngangui ol palang. Ki ngā fo in kau pangu la wa ngang. O ke ngangu al palang. O te leilo ab ta vale. Ai so se taimi fa ta wai ta vale lo utama ma te o ma lo utama e su elan ta vale. O niso taimi e vala awa toi na yuso. O lea fo il pensine u toi ta vale el toi ina ma tau te leiloa. O au o le qualified enrolled nurse alo utama. Ia e doctor fo iniso taimi. So se mea e whea e o mātua ai me se lo utama. O te alu fa mai lo utama. E alu o te alu mala u fo mai. Ai fa pia tangata o kasi ata mai o la finol toi ina. Ai le loe no qualifications at all. Le ai masa o. O le pōna alua toi le ambulance na fai mai le tala al tene. E le ise se o mātou e mawhai o nālu le ta avale al whalma. Ona e whaasa o le whaamai. O whai atu. Can you make sure e iai se interpreta mo lo utama? Whai mai. O le aila e sau se se o tō. O whai atu loi se uso. Alula oe peka. O te leiloa po o ala ngona na ia te au nā leina o le fia halu ma lo utama i lea po. To e vili atu fo i teine i le avena longa lua le toi ina. Lia sau whai mai le toi ina te sau. O ua atu fo i o vai atu. Ua nofo mai si toi ina i lungo nofo. Whai mai se au whato wha. Wha papa. Ai o te le so i si toi a ina. Ia ua alu. E le toi nofo mai. O ni so taimi ale se ta vale o te alu taxi. Te alu taxi ava al toi ina. O te usul tai aia wha pese o whanau. O mātou wa tangata milionia wa o te usu al tai au. Ai le lo o te alu ava isi toi ina. Ia. Wa umal tau singa al toi ina. O te wha malie fo isi toi ina na o whai ai. A whai le i lava sa mātou tau singa. Ia. Ia wha atau wha malie. O na pau o le mea ua ngata aile. Le mawhai. Ai o te wha malulu atu. Ua ngalo ia te au lea whai o ta maitine ni whana nau mai toi ina. A mātou ta maiti. A o te iloa o awe whanau te lea li toi ina. Ua ngalo ia te au lea whai o lau whanau. Ngalo ia te au lea whai o au grandchildren. Ioe. Wai e o mai le poa na po le te o se fululua. O u fevili ai. Po a ia maua mai se upu se i whai le moli maua le toi ina. Ua le manga ngana. Ua sola upu. Ua fiu e mawhau se tala. Ua le mawhaina tusi se mea ile api. Ia ta maa. Aluia. Ua koe. Ua kenso uma qualifications nei. A wa o lela ale toi whaonga ina. O lea wa e alu le langi. Ia manuia lau malanga. Ai. Le titia sina solo ntu sia mo tama. Lo ai ngai. Ewi lava ina ua matangi tau mua ina le tatou saa ili nei tau sanga. Ia awa lava ne ingalo. Wana o se fungo le vao tatou wolanga. A ia tatou whaatua pea maloto tele. Ele ai se tasi e tau masina ma le fina ngalo le sisili ese. Awa o le ti a ele se ua. O le tā fo i ele angai alo na fina ngalo. E wha le moto e tau fo i le pula. O ia nana au maia ma toi ave sea i so o se aso. Fola wia i langisa ma ia tafi mala le whainga malanga. Ewi ina o ona le i vai wa tatou inuina. Tatou ono sa i pea a wae toe maua fo i le mahalama. Manuia lau malanga tama ele ngalo oe.
Wa vanua. Ya. Sala falava ya inga mawo wa mfai ona mo mawina nei ya vanua. Mo mawai toi sauningo si o matu tamapele. Tuiatua Silipa Mase. O lo wingoa wai o le wi ya toya ina. O le ale tele sautala ona o taimi whaatapula o nei por kalami. Papa, mo le toi tutusa o tatou a inga ona wa eso langu le aise whaatu wha. Ai o te whaatai lo walofa whaatama ya te au mal whanau. E ui lava ina mawhatia mwhanua noa. Na wale mawhai o na whaatu wha. Ma toi paitasi atu. Ia te oesi o tama peli. Ai o te tali tonu. Wa e alu malie. Sa tau singa whaale au. Sa whai atu ia te oe. A o tama futa. Ni sia o winga tau sa afia. Mama alia i le tele o taimi. O le ale toi wa ia fo ilo nofo mai. Ilo to ni manu maasan. Whaftai papa mo mea umalava. Ia manu ia tele lau malanga. O alo whaanga i le mawai mo oe. Alo whatua au mare whanau i malpone Australia. Ai o la whai watu le matou moli mau po le matou taimi. I le matou pese mare whanau. Moli moli atuai o matou alo whaanga. Mo oe si o matou tamapele.
Mo'onga sa monia i talo sanga, talo no fo, fatasine nei o langa, aole nei, ua vanga awina oe,
Love you, Papa.
I had my moments, which I hope, and I'll try my best. I didn't write down any note or anything, but I'll try to remember everything that. Thank you. And I'm going to speak in Samoan because I know that our family most of them speak English, but most of our family also, especially for those over in the island, and they will understand better than I, if I can speak English. But before I go to that, I'm grateful to Becca, Anna, Celia, Lance, and the family for the opportunity that they call me to represent the family. For that, on behalf of our family, wherever you are, we know that our family are all over the world. I'm not too certain who's over in America, but in Canada, for Pekka and the family, over in Australia, I can't name them all, over in Samoa and here in New Zealand, I'm here on your behalf. And Celia already touched everything that I was supposed to talk about, but I won't talk about that again. Even Anna has spoken and Pekka, but I will talk about our dad, of what I can remember. O le mea la lea o te talosanga tu e pene. I lo tato a inga. Ua ou loa mātou loa. O lo tau no nofo ma mau mai. A o tau anganga umalei nei. Ai mātou te tal tonu o taru ono o le whaingatā o whi malanga ina. O lewa le mwhaina tau lava mai. A lea mātou te tali tonu o lo tātou whātasi nei. E alai le ipu kalame o umana whaia ma lunga o le ea ma pena. No whapene atuai lea ia, tapua i mai. Hala o whaia stato muni mau. O le tātou toi ina, po le tātou tamaa. Na soifua mai in mātua le lei, or what you call goodly parents. O lona tamaa, o uwalu, le atali o tesa, mai sale i moa. A o lona tina, ia o pele ngā tete, le awhawhine o pole via, le atali o nā toli, le atali o tuiatua i fasto tai. Ma o le tātou tamā, e toa lima o nauso, toa lima o tua whawhine. O le tama matua o ilo ilo, sa feso soani ia leisi o tātou anko malona malakata i loto whanga. Na o ere ma ave ilo ilo. Mana whai a vai e ma alo o lango mau ia ilo ilo loto whanga. Tō tele lana whanau. O lona lua o take. O le tangata le o take, na mātou wola mai, e pi o se tamao ma o mātou uma. O take lea na nofo ia pani, na whaia vai ia pani, e tō tele la na whanau. O siu, o malama, o siu, o peta ma silipa, ia ma lesi na mariu, i te ua e se suangaru ia tea. O lona tolu, o le teine. O le teine lea, na malanga pele i sawai, e asilon a ingai. Na maliwa le teine le sawai, ia o pepe i le i matua. Ma le teine le na mātou wha ingoa ina, o whai mala, o le ingoa le na, o le grandmother, o le great-grandmother, o le lo matua, o whai mala. O le tangata na soso ai, ia o anti ai utu, o ai utu. O ai utu lea na, leo na sila fia tatu ainga. Na usu i aisu lunga mai leo nuenga, ia maa lo lango maua i ai leo nuenga, tō telefo i lana whanau. I lana whanau. O le tangata soso ai, tasiri, whatau ngaro. O lo na lima tangata, i o lo tina. O lo tina le o wa. Ia, o le lo matua le o wa i tō telefo i lana whanau. Ia ia ule nei. O le tangata na so ai, o Silipa. O Silipa lea, o sila fiel to te reo lato ai. Na maliu le tangata le whaalave lave lona, ruasu lima on tausanga. O lona na aswhana utonu ale na o tia Silipa. Lea na te whaalave, lona ruasu lima tausanga. Na so ai lea matoanga. Na o toanga. E to tele fo i o na alo mana whana. O lo o lango mau fo i toanga i whangari. Ia ma tamai a nuu whealo whani ai maleanga a fono. Ia male a inga. Na so ai lea papalosa le na sua whai a tautua i mālo i whastotai. O te fo i lana whanau. O lo o lang mau whastotai le meo i eile lo matua. Na so ai lea ma ese. Ia, to tele fo i lana whanau, ma ese o lo tanuia i New Zealand nei. Na so ai lo leo ese. Ma le tamalea, o ia to se fulu i ai ia le. O lo na se fulu leo le whanau. E peila ana tau sui la fia. Ia le tamā nei mo. Walain tatu whaatasi whaapene taimin nei. Ia ai o lai titi ai whaaleono. O le teine o whaaleono. Ia o lo o lango mau whastotai. Ma o lo i ai fo ia. To tele fo ia o naro. Ma o le soifuanga o tangata ne o Silipa. He was well loved and well liked. He was kind of a spoiled brat, if you put it that way, those days. You know, you think about it now. He was very close to his mother. He was very close to his mother. He was very, and especially my mom, they were very, very close. He loved my mom, and so was Dad. And because when he brought up, his name was Se'evai. He was always named Se'evai. And he shared his times with, sometime we, at Salimoa, I was there at a young age, sometime at Muenga, and sometime at Fasitotai. And we were just like kids, because the uncle's only, he 8 years older than me, and Faleono was 6 years older than me. So him and Auntie Faleono was not auntie and uncle to me. They were just other cousins, you know. We were just like kids. And I remember the time he had a bit of education. He spent a very short time at school. La onga pakere felice, pakere ideu wenga. Sa onga maybe 18, 19 years old or something like that. I can still remember. And the only thing that I not certain about was that before he was at the hospital or after he was at the hospital, the kaiminga. Le kaiminga mga ka okwad falmai. Kaiminga ka okwad falmai. I remember he was 16. Yeah, he was 16 at the time. And he spent about between 2 and 3 months in the hospital because of that's how he got that limp, or his legs. It was, but he came out of that, and he was quite hard cases actually. The time that we spent at Salimor, this is funny. If you think about it, it's funny in a way, and what kind of some people think was dangerous what he did. He was smoking, things that I can remember, that that kind of things. But he was smoking, and two of his cousins was Mei and Pae. He was so close to those guys. What he did, that was around Christmas time, and instead of rolling a tobacco in a proper cigarette paper, he get a brown paper, suka enga wanga le paper. He put a half of the tobacco in, I think about that much, and those days there were very little firecrackers about that big. You can hold in your fingers like that, and it explodes. It's just, it didn't do any damage. He knew that the other guy was going to ask for a smoke. So this is true because I seen in my own eyes and things like that. So he rolled a cigarette in that brown paper and put that little firecracker at the end of it, so you can't see it. It was. So when they saw him outside and the other guy outside, they went out with Pae. They stepped up on the ground and started to light the cigarette. Sure enough, Mei came in and said, ask for a smoke. So he gave him the smoke, was already lit, and he turned around and ran. They ran away from the. Not long after that, I was still standing there and see what's going to happen. And the cigarette exploded. And then, but luckily was that thing, it didn't do any damage. But they keep running, and I think you think about the things that he used to do. Man, I wish you can see it. But as I said, those days, I think he was a lawyer. I remember the time that. I'm sure I'll remember this. I can remember this. Hit a pig with, a little stone up a rock or whatever you call it. I'm not quite sure if he killed a pig or not. And Silipa came in just before he met Auntie Ake, and called Vea and came and said, you know what, Vea, you're going to jail. That's what he said. That family's going to bring the police and take you to jail. Yeah, poor old Vea at the time was quite young. He was kind of worried about it. So he started to teach Vea what to say if the police come in. Well, if the police ask you this question, this is how you're going to tell them. He asked the question and he answered the question for Vea. He said, you listen and that's what you're going to say. But know full well that will never happen. But, things like that. And I can tell you that how funny that he used to do. But one thing about him is a lot of friends. he had a lot of friends over in the island. You can, if you go to looking for him at night time, because over there was no cars, the road was wide open, you can sit in there. You can tell where he is for people laughing, you know, just, and then you go in there and that's right, that's where he is. He was like a comedian, if you like. He was like a comedian, that's how it was. That's how we got a lot of young guys around our place because of him. And there's a lot of things that we could, but most of things that I can't remember now. But that's how his life was until he came to New Zealand. He came in and as Anna said before, he was a great papa. He was the best. And Anna was right when she talked about him going to do that. Our head of state is like a king of the island. He's the one who cut his hair. And he told us all about all that. And how he kept pay. But he told us he kept pay all the food that and the head of state was cunning. He never said he hardly give him any money for his haircut, but the langa pua'a or whatever. When he came to New Zealand, he done the same. He went to Otara and ran a barber shop and all that sort of the things we do. He loved his family. He was a giving guy. Even though we know he's a poor fella, he was a poor, but all he had, he would give it to anyone who come to ask for help. He will help, and that's a sort of person he was. I know we all going to miss him. But he loved us to stay close. He wants us to love one another and support one another. That's what he used to say. We love him, and even though he retired from his work, and we try to look after him. We spend some time with him, and quite often I come to his at Manurewa. I try to keep him, communicate with me all the time. Sometimes I come in and I ask him some questions. I asked him some question about the family, he remembered everything just years ago, but sometimes he tried to think about things lately. He's kind of forgetting things. But we're grateful though, because he's the only one of his siblings. He reached that age of 85. No one else got to that age of 35, of 75. And that's the same age when his mother passed away. Until Friday, early morning of I couldn't come to. I couldn't come to see him because of the lockdown, but I tried to ring him up every day. I ring up and Anna, Becca, or Celia answered the phone, or I said, "How's the old man?" He wasn't sick or suffered with anything until his heart stopped. And I think that's how it was. Sadly, he's gone. But we will never stop looking at each other. I mean, try to meet. There is a saying in Kia kaha that means united we stand, departed we fall. But that's what he wants us, to be united and stand tall. We miss him, and it's it. And in closing, I say this. Amuia e woti, awa yakiru soia. Ia manuia tato ainga. Mawhawhtai mo le awanoa. Ia, soifua.
O te whia lau i nā atu nisi o mo ngā lofa mai a inga e lo mwhai un pātasi mai. Ia, mo ngā lofa o nā wala upa ia le atua le ta māmatua i atu i Tuiatua Silipa Mase. O upu o le tusi, o lo uoti, lo manuia lea. A o lo o tau soifua ma lo mātou wola, o lo ia awa lofa o le atua soifua. A o la mātaio, a muia e whanoa noa, a wai whamawhanwhanaina i lātou. I anga leile atua, ma whaataunu uina manuia toi sauninga o le tamā, i Tuiatua Silipa Mase, a lo whaanga mai a whawali i a whono, Yulia, Julie, Paula, a Ken, mai vai telefou Samoa.
how sweet is the heavens. Leave all of your cares behind. How sweet is the heavens. There'll be no more tears to cry. There'll be no more tears to cry. And let's unify so far.
O nei ole are to ola na wifo mai langi. Ai se tasi aile nei are to. E ola lava ia e whaavavau. Whawhelo ai atu lea whionga i le taitai o le sauninga. I lawa whionga pa tele. Whawhelo ai atu fo i le pa ia i ainga lua i ona tu tele mono i tūtaulangi. Ai le ngā tai lea o le pa ia le nofo alo. Whaasino le whitalainga i a Tuiatua. Wele nei taimi. Whai o amusui o le kale sia sa mo i Clover Park. Mātou te mole atuai wha mai senga, ma wha ma whananga i pa ia i ainga lua. Ia ai mai se le nofo alo, i le mawhitanga mo tusia ma le tamare ainga le whitalainga ia Tuiatua o wala au wina e lona matai. O le au taranoa sa o loa i tūlanga o le mawhitanga ma le whitalainga ia Tuiatua i tono le kale sia sa moa i Clover Park. Wa owa nei ma le tolu si fulu ma ona tupu tausanga o ngā lue pēr le tamai a Tuiatua. Se iei ufo ina wa ma vai ma le tina le ainga i le tausia ati ni tausanga umawai. Ia o le lava e wha awau le whitelainga i a Tuiatua ma le nofo alo. Tūlanga o le tautua i tono le matawhale. Ma luenga whatino a le whitelainga i a Tuiatua. Sa avea ia ma whai a au ngā saa. Ia ma o ia fo i sa avea ma tai o le a ngā sa i tonu lavo le kare sia i Clover Park. Se iei ulawa ina o wha maa vai o lo tūlanga o le ngase o lona tino. Ia o le hala lea. A se tamasa ngā lue ma losi ma le wha maoni te tonu o le a ngā sa. Lua sa avea ia ma au ona le Eucharistia le au wha komnio. Ia peta iane. Ia o tūlanga lawa ia o le wha mawaenga. Ono o tūlanga o le ngase e pe ona lausi le fia ai le to ina. Masalo le tau le au lunga i le wha kominio ina o tangata. Ia o tausi le fia fo i le to ina e le pālene o na au. O le ala leo le wha malo sia o le wha mawaenga. I tūlanga o le tofi wha kominio i tono o le kare sia. Tolu sa abia lawa o ia. Se tasi o tangata li stala i tono o le au talavou. Se iei ulawa ina wha mawai ono tūlanga le ngase o le tino. Ma ua le hei fo inisi o ana whanau. Sai te tono le au talavou. Ai sanga lue, ma tau tua pēr ma wha maopopo i tele o taimi. I tono o mea whai le au talavou. E hei unei le soifua o Tuiatua. O lo a vea pēr o ia o se la mepa i tono le au talavou o le haong o le. I te tono le au whai pesi. Fo wa ilona si ufonga malie e tautua i le tua e ala le au whai pesi. Ia e se fo i winga māta mo fie o le neito e ina i tono le au whai pesi. A wā fo i awhai atu e saule maru ia ai leo wha o roto maua lunga mai le to ina. Mea lea, o mori te lea tuai lea nganga whaafitai tele Tuiatua mo lo sau i tono le tātou au whai pesi. O winga whaalinga, i tono le kare sia e nei toi ina. O se toi ina e whaamalie loto. O se toi ina e whai mea marie. O se toi ina e loto fia. E onsai e whaapare fo. O se toi ina e whautua le lei. Pei fo ona iai le sau whainga o loo iai nei. E le ma vai lava le whautua le nei tamai a tia. Sai mo le tautua ina o le kalesia. E ala fo ilea o le whaamalo si pea. Ona le whautuanga le nei te māmatua. O nei mi mea lofa uma le atua i le nei te mā. E fusia lea i lona loto a ngā lofa. Ma lona tautua. E ala i ngā luenga. A whaise ngā luenga le kalesia. Ya maua tulawa e Tuiatua. Ona tuli leo sesi. E whai mai se whaatau se putia ngā luenga o lo whai. Ma le kalesia. E ngata fo i lea. Ia ia sia singa mātou te oi maota malawa. Upu moni lawa. E le fo i fuare ngā luenga o whai ngā luenga. E te tau lawa na whai e Tuiatua te pāsese o la o whai ngā luenga. O vahenga ia i loa ai. Le tangata i lana tautua i le atua. O le manatu nisi vahenga. Si le whira mea umai whaatino ai lana tautua. E ala i le atua marona whinungaru. O nisi vahenga mani me putia le to ina sa nānā. O te ulu whale le tofi. O le taitai whono le ekalesia. O le mata whale o le ilalo le ngō silipa. O le noa tau le leo le to ina. E tai ane, sa au langalanga i le mātou whontanga, o te alofa, i mea sina ainga, pe ona iai e suafa matai. Ia a iai ni matai e wha ailoa mai. Ia ona wha tino leo. Le hala lea, o le foi mai o silipa i lesi whontanga, o sui mai eilo na suafa, ia Tuiatua e pe ona iai le teimine. Mea la lea, ia mori e foi le nganga whaapitai, e tariaini o le whautuanga. E ala i suafa matai o le nei toa ina. Ma ngā i ailoa le matawhale. Ia Tuiatua Silipa Mase. Pea o na o mai le taimi nei. O le whautuanga, mo le no whaalo, whaasino e le whitalainga ia Tuiatua. Upo le atunuu, ia so le whau ma le whau. Ia pa ufo se toa, e pa use, tūrai se toa. Le wingo nei tala, muri tai ngā luenga le lei, alo tauta mā, sa whai tono le kalesia. Tala whaafitai ngā luenga Tuiatua, whaafitai lo tautua lotu i tono le tātu e kalesia. Me umalama sa e nganue ma e tautua ai. Sida fia e le atua, e le po a ole sida whanga le atua, i lau nganue ma lau tautua. Mori atua ilo mātou nganga whaafitai. Ia mātou te whaamalulu atu foi, a whaina alu suanga le paatele le tātou mawhtanga. Eini o mātou whaale tonu ala o e kalesia le tātou wano foi. Whaamangalo i mātou. Whaapena foi ia i mātou. Ia mātou whaamangalo atu foi. Ina ia sauwhanga ai oe. I le māloe whaapapau. O umana tāpena ina e lo tātou tamau le lang. Tala lea i tauna mātou mumoli atu ai le nganga o le whaamauralo ma le whaamalo. E ala iau ngā luenga whai. Ia alo whaanga nā lau e kalesia i Samoa i Clover Park nei. Ia malo mātou nganga whaaloalo. E auna le ie mai whaamaoni. Ulu whare maia i le fia o lowari. So i fua, mai ia manuia. Toi sau ninga o te toi. Whaavitai.
You guys want? Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Santina. I am the eldest granddaughter of Tuiatua Silipa Mase. To be honest, I'm not sure if I was the granddaughter that Papa was expecting, but I can promise you I was the granddaughter that he needed. I was so blessed to have had my grandfather for 37 years. Honestly, he lived for 85 and he lived his best life. There isn't enough time and there aren't enough words for me to articulate how truly blessed I have been to have had my grandfather for the time that I have been alive. But I'll share a couple of memories because there's quite a few. So I've seen my grandfather through so many stages. You know, being the eldest, we were a part of St. Peter Chanel. He was the kaikai aonga sa. And if you had been around at that time, oh man, it was tough. It was tough being the grandchildren of Silipa. He'd come pick us up in the morning, and if we didn't have our books, the first question he'd ask when we got in the car, o yen ko api ala aonga sa? If the answer was no, scratch his head, pull over at the dairy, and he'll be buying us new books. When it came to exam time, oh my gosh, he used to walk around the church and say whakauanga lakun me like ngofo wai. You know, and I honestly thought he'd always just come around to where we were and look over our shoulder. And I came first often, okay? Let's be clear, I came first often, but I also felt when it came to prize giving, people at the church were looking at us like, ika kawanga sili, lea whiwhinga ko inga lea. But to be honest, I never cheated, I was just that clever. Thank you, Papa. As we grew up, when I was younger, there weren't as many of us as there are now. And so I've seen Papa through the hard stages when we had very little. You know, I've seen my granddad through the struggles. Like my brothers and I, we used to walk with Mama from Capstick Road in Otara all the way to the flea market. He'll be okiing people's here. So he'd have his own baba. It was inside Parkinson and Bosco. And we'd walk there. And honestly, there were always people there. And it was always fun. And even though we had very little, we were so happy. Our family life was built. And it was founded on the truest of love. So we saw Papa through the struggle. We saw Mum and Papa through the struggle. And so, I've been fortunate enough to have seen so many different phases of my grandfather's life and our family's life. He worked so hard so that none of us grandchildren would ever have to work hard. And I can tell you right now, none of us work hard. We have been so fortunate with the life that we have. And my children, thank you, and my children and all my nieces and nephews, my younger cousins, they've seen the good side of life because of the sacrifices that were made by my grandparents. When I had my children, okay, we lived here when when the twins were first born. So I've got 3 boys, Caesar, Lucius, and Maximus. When the twins were first born, we lived in Weymouth. I lived with my in-laws. And it was Mama and Papa. You know, after everyone had gone back to work, when the boys were a few months old, everyone had gone back to work. So I didn't really have the support at home. Papa used to come over to my house, and I knew someone was at my house because we had dogs. And so the dog would start barking. And so I'd go to the door, and it would be my grandfather. And he'll be like, "So." Also, and those that know my grandfather, he walks with a crutch, and he doesn't speak English. But he came to my house, and he's like, "So, lunga o sao whamaile lomo kua, o ke sao maingi mawhani a kameki." He would have gone to New World and bought my kids some muffins. You know, walking with his leg, he made so much effort to go into the shop to get something for my children and drop it off. He did that almost every week when my children were younger and I had to be at home with my boys. Some days, he'd come over and then he was like, "Maika meki kako o." And I'm like, "Oh, there's no car seats." And then he'd be like, "Pepe, ai, ko mai whai fuspa o kong ka wale." My kids were only 6 months old. No car seats. So I'd take them, the twins, strap them in the back of Papa's car, and off we go to Mama's house. Then I had to call Cyril, my husband. I go, "Oh, pick us up from Mama's house." "How did you get there?" "Oh, Papa came." "But you've got no car seats." "Don't worry. My granddad says strap them in the car. That means we're strapping them in the car and we're going to Mama's." So I was very lucky. I had my grandparents around to watch my children with me. And honestly, we have so many memories. Smoking buddy. He was my smoking buddy. He's one of my favorite smoking buddies because he bought most of our smokes. You know, there were lots of times I'd come over. "Papa, e sau sikaleki?" "Koe kasi alo sikaleki." "E sau wakolo card lea?" "Al whakau me skape pa sikaleki." "Oh, thanks, Pops." So honestly, when he started getting old, like my aunties and my mom, you know, they thought, kaun ko ursikale ke ko inga lea, makanga mai. And for me as a granddaughter, I was his biggest advocate. I was like, lei, ko pe papa e ula ula langa sikaleki. At this stage in his life, there's not much more that papa can do for himself. You know, I mean, he was still able, but there was not as many fun things that he could do other than, like smoking was probably one of his vices. And so I used to not encourage, but you know, I'd stand alongside him, would smoke it. Yeah, okay, maybe a little bit of encouragement, and would stand on his deck and would, like, honestly smoke. He'll drink his Coke Zero, I'll drink my V. But honestly, there are so many memories. Honest, there are just so many. I couldn't fit it all in this time. His car, okay, ele ngangu, this guy, so he doesn't speak English, so he went and got himself a number plate for his car that he could say, which is S Mase. There's been like at least 4 cars that have had his number plate S Mase, because in his lifetime since he's been here, there have probably been about that many. So I think I've only ever been in the car once when Papa was pulled over by the cops. And the first thing that they asked, obviously, is like, your registration. He's like, S Mase. And I'm like, seki. So at the moment, the grandchildren are fighting over who gets to keep Papa's number plate. So there's another funny story. Given that my granddad doesn't speak English, he had his own barbershop. But he was also the truancy officer for, at the time it was called Hillary College. Now I think it's called Sir Edmund Collegiate in Otara. And I was thinking, how does someone that doesn't speak English become the truancy officer for a high school? But he was actually the truancy officer for most, at the time, it was majority Samoan kids. So they needed someone like him who would drive around to these houses of these children that didn't go to school and check and see where they were. There's a few fails that we all did as kids. We know as grandkids, we knew our role. If the koinga tells you to come put on his kōkingis, and you know what? It didn't matter how old you were, and it didn't matter how young you were. If Papa called out your name to come and do his socks, then you best run and go do his socks. So I think we've all had a turn, like, you know, doing the koinga's kōkingis. Even my nieces, even my nephews and my little nieces, and one of my little nieces is like 4. She's also had a turn in her little life to do Papa's kōkingis. I honestly had the best grandfather on earth. He showed up for us every time. Nothing was ever hard for Papa when it came to us. Often he'd pick up people from the train station. Often he'd pick up, no matter where they were, he'd drop people off to the train station, drop people off to school. It was never a no when it came to us grandkids. It was always, yeah, whakali mai. He worked harder than anyone. His sacrifices will not be in vain. We will continue to build on the legacy that he has left behind in all of us. This week, our family has been inundated with deliveries of flowers and gifts. And our hearts say thank you to all of you. We wish everyone could have been here to help us send my grandfather off. He deserves the biggest celebration for all the love that he's given out. One of my cousins and my little brother said, this week we have truly been shown the good karma that Papa has put out into the world, because honestly they have come in spades. Our whole house is like a florist. We have been given so many gifts and our hearts are truly, truly grateful. For our entire family, this is the end of a generation. Papa, he was the last living sibling in his family. He served as, and he was a father figure and a papa figure to many. We shared it with so many of our cousins, and their lives are blessed. Like, I can stand and say my life was blessed because of my grandfather, but all our lives were blessed because we had my grandfather. Our patriarch, you will be missed. Papa, o e alu, ua motusia se tatou mawhutanga mawhanawhana. E peitai, ua saulo wala au. Ua saulo wala au mai lea lii. Aluma mātou ala whaanga. Iha manuia lo malanga e le ngalo oi. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Silipa. I'm one of Papa's grandsons, as well as his namesake. Papa was a great grandfather to all of us. Best friend to many of us, and we'll truly miss you, Papa. As Santina said in her speech, Papa would pick us up from anywhere, drop us off anywhere. And that brings me to my little story of how I conned Papa into dropping me off. It was a normal Saturday where Papa and Eki, Veta, my mum, Becca, they all played pelea with Mama inside the kitchen. And I asked Papa, Papa, mole pe mawhainge ma mori au in movies. And Papa was like, yeah, kai mai se umore mako kāronga pelea lea. I was like, yeah, sweet. So I had Papa drop me off to Southmore train station, and I caught the train to Homai. And as you can tell now, I wasn't going to the movies. I met up with a girl at Homai, and we were walking down the street in Homai, and I was walking with the girl holding her hand, and from afar I could see a red Mazda MPV, and I wasn't sure if it was Papa or not, so I waited for it to get closer. And then as soon as I saw the S, I pushed the girl into the bush, and I acted like I didn't know her. After that, I got back to Mama and Papa's house. As soon as I walk in, I can just see everyone looking at me and laughing, asking me how the movies was. And in the corner, the koeinga was just looking at me going, "Aonge e koe pepe roa uero." Papa, that's one of my best memories of you. I've met up with heaps of other girls after that, like heaps and heaps. Heaps you don't know about, but Papa, we're going to miss you, and happy that you're up there with Mama. Here's just a little poem. The day God took you home, 1,000,000 times I've needed you. 1,000,000 times I've cried. If love alone could have saved you, you never could have died. In life, I loved you dearly. In death, I love you still. In my heart, you hold a place no one could ever fill. It broke my heart to lose you, but you didn't go alone. A part of me went with you the day God took you home. Papa, ia manuia lo malanga.
Malo Papa, last Friday. Sorry I can't be there. But I really do miss you, and I am sorry, truly sorry, that I can't be there. So I hope that I get that chance sooner to come over and visit you and just say that one last goodbye. But for now, it is a see you later. Thank you, Papa, for being the greatest granddad any grandson could have asked for. You were there for me in the toughest times, the happiest times, and celebrated for me the most glorious times. And all the memories we shared, I really am thankful. Thank you so much. But for now, let's leave it as see you later, Papa. This is your last ride. Your avatar came to an end, but you put up a very good innings. 3/4 century. But that's how it is. You lived life. You're happy. And honestly, I'm glad that you're happy. Now you get to see your wife. You get to see Mama. You're not in love. Love you always, Papa. Pemi.
Papa, I wrote you a poem. Papa, you went to New Zealand in search of a better life. You decided, why not? I'ma take Mama with me since she's my wife. I laugh about the story of how you met Mama. Throwing rocks at her from a tree, she was like, oh my God, this guy must be my kama. Papa, you would give us $5 to pick 100 singers. And at times during church, walk past us and want to gikinga us. To us kids, you seemed like the boss of the local. And if we didn't remember our kauloko, we would end up crying in our boku. Papa, with you, I remember my childhood as my favorite memories. Back then, it was only us older grandkids. We were young and little moipies. To me, you seemed immortal. And Papa, that was even with your ko'oko'o. Papa, in our hearts, you'll stay until we meet again someday.
We love you, Papa.
We love you, Papa. Hey, we miss you.
Malo, Papa. A rainbow now. It still hasn't hit me that you're not with us anymore. Thought we were going to catch up one last time, eh? Even if it was to cut your hair or over a game of rugby. Those are the memories I will cherish the most. I'm sorry I can't be there on your day, and I know our family is hurting right now. But I also know Mama's waiting for your arrival at the gates of heaven. And I could only imagine the cheeky smile you will have on your face when you see Mama again. But with the life lessons you and Mama have taught us, I know you will be looking down on us to guide us through these tough times and through this life you have given us. Watch over our family, please, Mama and Papa, as you have watched over us on this earth. We love and miss you guys heaps. Emanuelo Malanga, Papa. Love you.
Yeah. Maro, Papa. E rau kang whai aku e whasa mo aku rau mori mau rea. Ki rau lea rau ika pēr whaparangi aku ia. So apologies in advance. Yeah, Papa. O musu lawa e whaise kala o na wolongona whai rau ki ngā o e sola e ku umako. Pe o keimi whai ngarenga e sola rau ka wale e whai a mama na kia lo whea. Ai reiro, na kia rūrolo i ot paka. Look whewkai a oi, Papa. Noonga lemra o lofa ia mākou nei whāngau. E mo I lava o whaisinga leanga kā mā whukai. Ai, e re ngalo lava o winga mā ria mau. Ne swanga au ia mātou. O ki whewkai fo I lea tua o koe mau fo I lea vango e koe mā whukai mā ane mukamiki. Ki whewkai fo ia oi mara keminga e ki ngā inga e awea u. Ko le inga makaronga rakapi. Ai whamare aku, Papa. Ngare oro kamare o pereki. Ngau kau ave avango ia mano. Ai, keiro, paua. O reira whau makura mori mau reira kiki. But thank you, Papa, so much for everything you've done for us as a family. And I pray that you continue to watch over us alongside Mama. But no, just know that we'll love and miss you every day. But until we meet again, Papa, yeah, manuero manang. Makuro pero so ya mam. Lalo lea mama mire la feo kapa. Kung pusa penato. Yeah, love you, Papa. Take care.
Hi, Papa. Just want to say thank you for all that you have done for us, especially me. You showed us through hard work and dedication that we can do anything. You worked hard and built a strong foundation for our family. I will forever cherish our memories that we shared together. The laughs, the roastings, the jokes. I will forever keep those memories in my heart. Sorry we can't be there for your day. Just know that we love you. Emanuelo Malanga Papa. Fa.
Want to quickly do this video and hopefully it gets there in time. If it doesn't, well, it is what it is. But I just want to send my love to everybody. Papa, I love you so much, and I really wish that we could be there today. I wish that we could all be there for this time, and we could all be together right now. But hopefully, when the borders open, we can all come over. Hey, thank you for raising my beautiful mother. She's amazing, and yeah, thank you to you and Mama for everything you do. I miss you guys so much. Australia, when the borders open, we will be there as much as we can. Family's everything. Yeah. Anyway, I love you, Papa, and I miss you. And I will see you soon, hopefully. Love you. Love you, bye.
Hey, Papa.
Hey, Papa.
Hello, Papa.
Hey, Papa.
We just wanted to jump on and say on behalf of the Bloomfield family, rest in peace. Thank you so much for building such a strong family foundation within all of our families. I know there's things that you've done for Mum back in the days when we were kids to keep her safe from Dad, from all the things that we had going on at home. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I never got the chance to thank you. And we never had the chance to thank you for saving Mum's life on countless occasions from my father. And just everything that you've done for the family too. Thank you so much, Papa. I love you so much. Primrose?
I just want to say, Papa, thank you so much for being in our lives, for being such a strong man. Thank you for all the times you came to see us in Sydney and Brisbane and saving us from hidings from my dad, you and Mama. I wish we grew up with everyone, with you guys, you and Mama and everyone in New Zealand. But I'm grateful to have known you, to be your grandchild. And I will try my best to live on within the family name. Love you, Papa.
Lucy, my dear.
Hey, Papa. Miss you. Grateful we got to see you one last time. Thanks for keeping the family together. And yeah, wish we could be there for this special day. But rest in peace, and you're up there with Mama, so you don't have to hide your smokes from her anymore. See you, Papa.
We love you so much. To the rest of the family, may we take this time to bring ourselves closer. I know what it's done for me personally. I've just been unpacking this kind of on our own here, between us three and kind of separately, but I know what it's done for me, and it makes me want to be a part of our family more and to lean in more to our family groups until such time that we can catch up and be together in the human experience. I know that I'm going to make more of an effort to lean in to the family group chats and whatnot. So I love you guys so much. Papa, may you rest in paradise. Big homie, big pops. I can't wait to see you when my time comes, Papa. I know that I cannot wait to see you. So I love you. We love you. And rest in peace.
Love you, Papa.
Love you, Papa.
Say hi to Mama and Geki.
Yeah. Love you, Papa. Peace.
Tell me about them good old days. Sometimes it feels like this world's gone crazy. Grandpa, take me back to yesterday, when the line between right and wrong didn't seem so hazy. Did lovers really fall in love to stay and stand beside each other come what may? Was a promise really something people kept, not just something they would say? Did families really bow their heads to pray? Did daddies really never go away? Whoa, whoa, Grandpa, tell me about them good old days. Grandpa, everything is changing fast. We call it progress, but I just don't know. Let's wander back into the past and paint me the picture of long ago. Did lovers really fall in love to stay and stand beside each other come what may? Was a promise really something people kept, not just something they would say? Did families really bow their heads to pray? Did daddies really never go away? Whoa, whoa, Grandpa, tell me about them good old days. Whoa, whoa, Grandpa, tell me about them good old days. Did lovers really fall in love to stay and stand beside each other come what may? Was a promise really something people kept, not just something they would say? Did families really bow their heads to pray? Did daddies really never go away? Whoa, whoa, Grandpa, tell me about them good old days.
Love you, Papa. I hope you're going to have a good day off.
Go Cleo. What do you want to say? Say love you, Papa. Go. Go Cleo. Say miss you, Papa.
No, say it.
Okay, go Cleo.
Okay. Papa, we really appreciate everything you've done for us. You are the best person. You love us, you take care of us, and we've really got the privilege of living with you for a while. And you have always been there for us. You have loved us. You've always given us money to help us out. You've always gotten me and the girls food. You've always made sure that we're full. Always made sure we left with a full stomach. I just love you so much. We appreciate you a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, Papa, thank you for everything that you've done for me and my girls, my little family. Can't thank you enough for everything that you have done for us. Especially the times that we shared with you, the times that we stayed with you here at Mama's house. It was a good couple of years that we stayed here for, and I enjoyed every moment. I also thank you for the smokes as well, the money for the buttons. Thank you. And yeah, just thank you, Papa. We love you and we miss you. Bye, Papa.
Okay, bye, Papa.
Bye, Papa. Love you. Love you.
We love you and miss you, Papa. We love you and miss you, Papa.
I love you and miss you, Papa.
Ready?
All right.
Papa was a kind, loving person. He cared about everyone. He didn't get mad. He cared about everyone in every way. We love you, Papa. We miss you.
Thank you, Papa, for everything that you done. We miss you. Thank you, Papa.
Just want to say that we love you very much, Papa. Thank you for giving us these memories over the last, so many years. But thank you for putting our boys number one. When they came over, anything and everything, you gave them, you and Mama. So, and thank you for giving me this guy over here. Yeah, we'll be thankful forever for everything you've done, and we love you, miss you.
All right. Need a little bit of energy. So I'm just going to ask you guys to all stand up, please. I really need some energy before we close off. So everyone at home, mili means rub, bati is 1, lua bati, 2 claps, tol tol fa is 3, 3, 4. Okay? All right, so just going to get some energy going. Mili! Mili, patia, patia, lua pati, todu fa. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you, team. All right. Olive inga e fo i lea tua. Ona olona alofa, malona anga lelei. Ai avea lo uleo, e whai masui o le whanau. E mamori atu ai, se whaafetai wha le lava. I le paia o le au e ka le sia. A inga na lua, woma e masani, i atu nuu mamau. Whaapea New Zealand nei. E ala i lo o tau alofa tūlai. I fungala au whaapea le se le ni paia. Ao le tatalo, ia alofa le atua. Ma toi wha atu tumu mea ua tua sea. Ona o lo o tau ala lofa i lo mātou tama. soifua. So I'm the one that gets to go last after everyone said their awesome speeches. I have a different relationship to Papa from everybody else. So I'm the oldest I'm the oldest child for my mum and dad, Lokengi, Whamawhatia, and Anatia. But when I was younger, you know, as my sisters, my older sisters have said, I was adopted to Mama and Papa to help carry on our Mase name. So that relationship is, you know, it's a bit different. Got two sets of parents, which I'm really, really thankful for. But my earliest memories, I'm just going to share some early memories of my dad. And when I say my dad, I'm talking about Papa. My earliest memories is the barber shop. I'm old enough to remember that he had a barber shop inside the hall at the Otara shopping centre. I don't think many people know that, but that's where it all started. I was probably about between 5, 6 or 7. Every Saturdays, that's where I'd be. I would be the one that he gives the key to open the lock to the barber shop. And then we went through a certain routine. He would make his coffee, and then he would sit down and clean all of his barbershop tools, and he'd show me how to clean them. And as we got older, there, you know, moved into two other barbershops, and one which had a tattoo part to the shop. And the story about the tattoo shop is he was mucking around with the needle in the barber shop, and then the tufunga said, "Oh yeah, just have a go. Just do it on your arm. You know, do something small on your arm." And the tufunga looked at it and was like, "Soli, urianga mea? Kwa lianga kere ngā tattoo." So what happened was the tufunga, the tattooist, had to then do a big piece on his forearm. And the thing is like, this is when he was probably in his 50s or 60s. And then he was so scared of Mama about this tattoo that he wore long sleeves for ages. So because he was scared of Mama. And then the one time he did show off the tattoo, because he had no choice, Mama said, "How old do you think you are? What is that on your arm? How do you think you're a teenager?" And those are some of the memories from the tattoo shop. You know, like we think about it now. The tattoo shop, the barber shop, I should say, that was a place where all the men, Pacifica men, went to talk to the barber about their issues, what's going on at home. It was their safe place. So if you think about the barber shop and you think about Papa, he was the OG counsellor for all our Pacifica men in Otara, where they would come in and share their stories and ask for help. And so for us, it's a coincidence that, for me, it's a coincidence that he passed away when it was Mental Health Awareness Week, because I also support one of my usos that do that for Pacifica men. But Papa was the first business owner in our family. No qualification, only a pair of scissors. The second thing that I remember was church, like everybody else said. So for church, he was the principal of the Sunday school. And to the church, St. Peter Chanel, I remember Mama's funeral, and you guys sung beautiful songs during his funeral. Unfortunately, due to these tough times, we're going to miss that singing. But one day, when we go to level 1 sometime, we will have you hold a special mass for Papa, and we would love to hear you guys sing the last songs for our dad. I would like to say that he was also part of the Three Amigos. So every family who was part of this Three Amigos knows it was started off Paul Neil Betelo and the Betelo family. Love to Anna and the Betelo family. And then the other amigo was Soloi Faleono Tusa. Love to Teresa and the kids. And then Papa was the last one of the church. So these were the OGs of St. Peter Chanel Catholic Church in Wuri. And it was also there where I learned a couple of lessons. One was that my dad was a really good orator and leader. He showed leadership in the church. And then the other lesson that I learned was, if you're on time, you're late. We were at church at least 30 to 40 minutes before the church actually started. Sometimes we even get there and the mass before our service was still on. And to this day, I hate being late because of that. Anything that I do, I'm there half an hour before a session. Today I was here about probably 9:15, waiting for the door to open, because I know that he would have been here at that time if it was somebody else. The other thing that he loved was his hold'ems. So the grandkids that are younger than us, they don't know that Papa was fanatical about cars. He had, I think, 3 hold'ems before they were probably even born, or they were probably too young to remember. And then what that grew was a competition at church around who had the best car, and then all of a sudden, every year, all of the guys at church would rock up in new cars. Hard work is another attribute that I learned from Papa. He had a disability, like everybody else said, but that was never an excuse. We've heard so many examples of Papa coming to do shopping for his grandkids, dropping people off, picking them up from the same spot, Lipa, pushing the gang into the bushes. But he never let his disability be an excuse. Imagine if he had 2 good legs. Imagine what he could have achieved even further if he was 100%. I think about that all the time. The stuff that he achieved while with a disability is just, man, amazing. First business owner, playing kilikiki with the boys at church. You know, all of these things make him so strong. And there were no sick days, and he was on his feet all day as part of his job. My dad had 2 other boys that he called his sons. He had 2 other boys that called his sons, apart from Uncle Kilea, who passed away. He had my brother Pete, or Geki, bloody troublemaker. I miss my brother. The original Mase boys. My brother was the man. He was my #1 fan. I miss him so much. So Papa, hopefully you're there with Mama and Geki by your side, watching down as we cry for you guys. Damn it. Then there was one other brother who I call my brother. I had a chat with him during the week. We talked about the old days. We talked about how we looked at each other as brothers, and he was the man. Yonge. Yonge, I love you, man. You know you're my brother. You know it. I know it. I had so many good memories with you, and I wish you were here, but it's unfortunate at the times that you can't be with us today, but I just want you to know that I love you. Getting to the end now. Our family is extraordinary. Our family is built on love and strength that Mama and Papa set for us. Not just by their words, but by their actions. You know, and he was a very charitable man, and I think that's where, from watching him when I was younger, helping people and giving money to everyone who didn't have anything, and even though we didn't have much, he would still give and support other people. He loved his daughters. His daughters were everything to him. He loved his grandchildren and his great-grandchildren. But to close off, I just wanted to say thank you to all our families, all our extended families who have brought over flowers, money, food, and just showing love this whole week. You guys have made our week a lot easier. Thank you for all the love. Thank you to the church for always being there for my dad. You guys were his second home, and we look forward to catching up in level 1. And especially my immediate family. Everyone who has been at Mama's house this week, thank you so much for all your support. Papa's Day has been amazing. It's been beautiful. The slideshows, the speeches, his suit, he looks amazing. But thank you so much to all of my family. I really appreciate and love you guys. Thank you to Ese Tatupu and the team that are working behind the scenes. They are there 24/7 for any questions that we've had, and we really appreciate Ese and his daughters and the family that have been spending this week making our dad's last week a great one. And so with that, I just wanted to say, Papa, ia manguia lo malanga, me le ngalo oe. Thank you so much for showing me what a good human being is supposed to be. I love you heaps. Te hara mama and keki.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. That actually concludes the service for our grandfather. We will now go with our little bubble of 10 to lay my grandfather to rest, which will then be posted at a later stage, and we'll be able to send everyone that link. But thank you so much. Ia manuia le tata waso, Papa. Yeah. That's a walk. Ia manuia lo malanga. Well done, T. Well done, guys.
ao Sina wa fa alau Se tana yo folina Faina tapi a ita O te tala pea Te soa soa ni mai Tau o le lai Ia tato inu i ai Mai, mai E ala e ni o apa Te lele ai ma o te sa Asio e loa Asio e loa Mai le vavau I le whaavavau Tu mau oe O le papa E le malue lue Lo uolo maualunga O te sao ai Mai le malosi o le itamai Mai le vavau I le whaavavau Tu mau oe O le papa e le malue lue Lo uolo maualunga o te sao ai Mai le malosi o le ia e ia o umanatu le tua le maunga le tua le manu bua bua pea olo le le ole vavau na te mau oe sia e lo leo malana elelei oe lo ole vavau na te